things off tomorrow afternoon with the Los Angeles Rams at the Carolina Panthers. Aaron, do you know what the worst thing that the Carolina Panthers did or had happen to them this season?
They beat the Rams?
You know me too well.
I know you so well.
You know me too well.
I was like, I know where he's going.
The worst thing the Carolina Panthers had happen to them all season is they beat the Los Angeles Rams in Carolina, which, by the way, that's where the game will be tomorrow afternoon.
Why? Because it really made him angry?
It's a 10.5-point Rams spread, and I'm going to blow pick 'em for you right now, at least for me. I'm taking the Rams minus 10.5 because, yes, they know how tough Carolina can be. They know that they went over there and listen, they went to Carolina and lost. They went to Atlanta and lost. Clearly going East Coast, something they don't enjoy. But they know the importance of this game. They have the veteran quarterback under center, and I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford as my top playoff performer. I think he's going to lead the Rams to a big day against that Carolina defense, and I think the Rams win by at least 2 touchdowns, and because of a big day on the back of their veteran quarterback.
Within that game, I think Matthew Stafford's going to have a big game. I think it's going to be a little closer than you're giving it credit, but I still think the guy who blows open games, and of course Matthew Stafford's got to get on the ball, it's Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is having an insane season. He's a do-it-all receiver. He makes plays in difficult situations, and he's a game wrecker. From the offensive side of the ball, being a weapon at that specialized position is so important. So I'm going to go with Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua.
Sam Cohen, do you have a playoff performer for this weekend that you think is going to be big?
I have one. Are we sticking just Carolina Rams? Or
Absolutely not. No, you can pick anybody from across the board.
I have a couple. I'm just sticking with that game first.
I got you. First for me, then, I'm going to go Caleb Williams. I have a lot of friends still up in Chicago from my time at DePaul. I know they were texting me asking, I know some people, they were like, hey, can we get some reservations, at some places that I know people at. I want them to be happy. I want them to have a great Saturday night. This means so much to the people in Chicago, so I'm really excited for them. I think Caleb Williams, he's matured throughout the course of this season. I think he's got a chance to do something special for the city of Chicago.
It's funny because Aaron and I were talking just a little bit ago about how both of us think there's a good chance at some point in the playoffs he could just totally implode and cost them the playoffs. Now, Chicago's, I think, a team that could be tough in the playoffs because they run the football and because they create turnovers on defense. But I was saying, Aaron, it's kind of like Baker Mayfield. His greatest strength can be his greatest weakness, and sometimes he makes bad decisions, and you can't do that in the playoffs.
I sneakily think that could be one of the more entertaining games. Chicago Bears against Green Bay. This is not Aaron Rodgers, going up against a Jake Cutler or whoever. This is the new era. This is Jordan Love trying to take the Green Bay Packers into that next level, and this is Caleb Williams trying to make the Bears relevant for the first time in a long time. And when I say relevant, I mean real Super Bowl contenders.
It's funny because we were talking about that yesterday, and I was telling you, for me, it's kind of the least intriguing game of the weekend because these two teams have played twice already. Now, they split during the regular season, which I think it makes it more interesting because this is kind of the tiebreaker and obviously the ultimate tiebreaker.
And it's a rivalry. We love rivalries in college football, and we love rivalries in the NFL when we can get them.
To me, I do love rivalries, and they're important. But also, like, the idea of seeing a matchup like the Buffalo Bills at the Jacksonville Jaguars, where I never expected to see a playoff game this season, let alone a home playoff game. And by the way, being favored over the Buffalo Bills, like that to me is a shock and much more interesting.
Basically a pick'em game. Remember, the home team gets a couple points there. So, it's essentially a pick'em game. But you're right. I mean, as close as it is before the season, if I told you in the first round of the playoffs that Buffalo and Jacksonville would be basically pick'em in the first round, I'd say you're crazy.
Buffalo getting 1.5 points even. I mean,
playoff performer. My next one. You led me right into it. It's Josh Allen. Now is the time.
It will be or it needs to be? Because we kind of do both in this segment.
Both. Yes and yes. Yes. Right. I have a sneaky little teaser for you, a little sneak preview. I've got Buffalo winning this game. And I think now is the time. And yes, Josh Allen will have a great game, and he's going to need to. And he knows this opportunity. Even though I think this is the worst Buffalo team going into the playoffs in a couple of years, no Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, no Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Yes, Houston's defense is great. Not scared of Pittsburgh. Chargers, New England, we know what they did. Denver, they're making moves. This is a opportunity for Josh Allen with no behemoths in this playoffs to make a run.
All I know is if Buffalo wins the Super Bowl, I don't want to hear this as part of the narrative forever. Well, Lamar Jackson wasn't in the playoffs and Patrick Mahomes wasn't in the play. Like, the Buffalo Bills have lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. They've been through hell. If they win this thing, can we just let them enjoy it and not shove it down their throat that they didn't have to go through Patrick Mahomes? And I'm not talking about you, Aaron, but like nationally, I know it's going to be part of the story, and I find it incredibly annoying because Buffalo's been through enough, and I don't even like the Buffalo Bills or Buffalo, but they've been through enough, and they're weird enough that if they get one, let's just let them enjoy it a little bit.
If they get one, they're not going to have an easy out. Like, no team, I've said, no team is great this year, but there are really good teams in this playoffs and very even. Like, this is a very evenly matched playoff run for everything we're going to see here. That's why I can't wait to see it.
All right, one last one before we hit the break because we are kind of up against it. But I'll just say for me, Aaron, I've been saying to you for a couple weeks now, it hasn't been an impressive season, but for their standards and how good we've seen them be, including winning the Super Bowl last year. But don't be surprised if Philadelphia turns it on. And if they win on Sunday, I think it's going to be a guy that did not have nearly the season he had a season ago. But just like I say about the Philadelphia Eagles, and don't be surprised if they turn it on, don't be surprised if Saquon turns it on as well. I think Saquon Barkley, win or lose, is going to have a very big game for the Eagles on Sunday. And I think he's going to have a very big game if they're going to win.
It's, once again, you saw some of these guys get life late in the season. Saquon, I saw some of the old Saquon. Derrick Henry, they're not going to be in the playoffs, but Derrick Henry got better as the season goes on. If you're healthy going into the playoffs and you got a Saquon Barkley who's healthy, that could be very dangerous.
It's going to be very interesting this offseason with Derrick Henry, too, because what are the chances that, whoever goes in there wants to do very different things in Baltimore and he ends up on the street for someone to pick up? Like, I don't think it's going to happen, but it also wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't shock me if he goes wherever John Harbaugh goes.
That would not